Welcome back to Politics. Today we are talking Edo decides, Edo governorship election. It's Judgment Day. We're still trying to get connection to our correspondent, our political correspondent, Seun Okinbaloye. He's out in the field and we'll try to keep that connection line open. But in the meantime, I'm being joined on the program by Dr. Abiola Afolabi. She's the chairman, Transition Monitoring Group. She's right in the heart of Benin City. Thank you for joining us on the program. Dr. Abiola, you monitored the election from the beginning, and right now you're in the Edo State capital, Benin City. How would you say the process went? Did it go seamlessly with the voting and accreditation going simultaneously? How did it play out?
The election generally was peaceful. There was early starting at 7:30. Some of the police stations have opened, and INEC officials were already at some of the polling stations. There were a few places where there were lists starting, and the materials were also there. The election was initially, when it started, we thought maybe there was some kind of apathy, but later on it picked up, and there were there was a huge turnout during the election. But there were also some hiccups, violence in some places, ballot snatching, and a huge report of inducement, vote buying. But by and large, it went peacefully. There were a whole lot of good deployments of security agencies, and INEC officials also were likely deployed in most of the places where we went.
Okay, Dr. Afolabi, before we delve into the matter of security and the preparedness of the security operatives, you say materials arrived late at some polling centers.
Yeah.
What do you think INEC's preparedness for this election was, in spite of the 17 extra days that INEC got, considering the shift in date? Shouldn't INEC have been more prepared?
Well, in places where materials arrived late, there were very few. And if I put it in percentage, maybe less than 5%, because I learned also that INEC had some camping sites, particularly close to locations outside the state capital. And that helped them in terms of getting to some places, across the state. So it wasn't really a big problem, because there was very few places that were recorded late starting by INEC. And they also have the effective ICT communication. So once you send them information, they respond, and they responded to one or two places where we saw and we called their attention to.
Okay, because we are pressed for time, just quickly talk us through on the security situation during the course of the elections and how the security operatives related with the electorate.
Well, I think that the security agency did quite well if compared to what we used to see in other elections. Yes, there were more police, civil defense, and very few military, and we also had very few roadblocks. But one of the things that is also coming out clearly is the fact that there's a need for us to do our election without much of the security agencies. They were all around, and they were in large numbers everywhere, maybe because of the threats from threats reports that they have had earlier on. But by and large, in terms of their conduct, I think that their conduct was quite impressive.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Abiola Afolabi, Chairman, Transition Monitoring Group. Well, Channels Television continues. We'll keep up with our continuing coverage of the Edo governorship elections, and we'll bring you up to speed as events unfold all over Edo State. That's our program tonight. Many thanks for being part of the show. I'm Imana Amawe. Bye for now.